purpose on purpose. So I'm walking in my purpose on purpose. So I'm walking in my purpose on purpose. On purpose. On purpose. So I'm walking in my purpose on purpose. So I'm walking in my purpose on purpose. So I'm walking in my purpose on purpose. On purpose. On purpose. Purpose.
So today with us on Stewart Talk, we're honored to have one of the up and coming great young female basketball players out of the city of Toledo, who's putting in work on the court and off the court. Been seeing her game gradually getting better year after year. All Ohio as a freshman, all conference as a sophomore, and just really doing things and just continuing to develop her game. Today we have with us Miss Kelaysia. How you doing?
Good.
Yeah, yeah. Finally got a touch to get in touch with you and talk to you, spotlight you for your outstanding play on and off the court. You have a great leadership. What does coach? This ain't what we talked about, but I just wanted to ask you this. This is one. Sometimes I have certain questions that I want to ask the athlete as a fan. What does
Mhm.
Coach Tiffany Blackman mean to you, and how has she helped your game so far?
She definitely means a lot to me. I feel like we've built a bond on and off the court. My freshman year was her first year coaching, being the head coach at Maumee Valley. So we kind of came in and started learning and growing together, and then we just been with each other ever since. And now I'm a junior, going to be a senior next year.
Yeah. Did you hear about how good she was offensively, defensively, and what kind of good player she was back in the day?
Yeah, I heard about it. I didn't really know, so when she came in, I looked it up and I seen that she was decent.
Yeah.
She was good. I
Yeah.
never give her props, but she was good.
Yeah, she gonna be on you because she want the best for you. Sometimes coaches be, I mean, players look at coaches like, man, this coach all on me. I bet they ain't even playing, or they don't really even know because certain people really don't talk about their accolades and stuff like that. But she's a great coach. She's got great kids and great athletes like yourself in her program that she's developing on and off the court and even developing for life. For this basketball journey, where did it get started? Where did it begin? Like, how old were you when you first started?
I was little. I was probably like 3. I've always loved playing with my cousins, playing against them. I never wanted to lose, so that I think that kind of fueled me to want to play and win.
Yeah, yeah. So when did you see your game like getting better? When did you see you like, okay, bam, I was like this last year. Now I'm developing, I'm getting better. You winning games or you scoring, you doing moves that you didn't do. When did you start to see that happening?
I think when I was in 6th grade, I started playing for like one of the Bowser 6th grade teams, which was JRM, and that was my first time kind of playing like organized with people for a whole season. Like I've been playing since like I could play co-ed in kindergarten, but 6th grade was definitely when I started seeing that.
Yeah. Who did you look up to basketball wise as you were getting older, or even somebody that didn't play basketball? Who did you look up to growing up?
So my favorite WNBA player is Maya Moore. So that was definitely one of the people that I looked up to. And then obviously with Zai being around, I got to train with her and stuff like that. So she was another one.
Okay, so did it keep real? When you trained with her, did y'all get to play one on one? Did you get some moves off? Did you hit a lucky jump shot there on the
No.
Man, that's awesome to even see her as motivation to be able to see she's from Toledo, Ohio. She's from the mud, seeing how she went to college and she went to WNBA. Is that something ultimately in your dream to play in the WNBA?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Where did you get your like offensive moves? Is it something that you just watched that you pattern after some of those players, or did you just work on it? Is it moves that you work because you are a player like, and I just told you this before the interview I watched, and just continue to go over it. You got certain move aspects that you do, and it's just not basic, like it's fundamental, but you work on it because you go left, you go right, and you get to your move when you want to. Like, is these moves that you work on, or is somebody showing you like, hey, I think you should do this?
These are moves that I work on. I try to implement those moves that I do in training into the game as much as possible. So I think, and then I definitely try to get to, like you said, my one dribble pull up or two dribble pull up and finding my spots on the court.
Yeah, yeah. We had a coach Steve Willer. Shout out to Coach Steve Willer, where he used to play for Scott during their teams back in the '90s, and he would always tell us two dribble pull up, triple threat because that's gonna get you any shot you want go around them. It makes the basketball game so much easier and watch how your stats start changing. You'll start scoring easy. And one thing I love about you are you're a team player. How is important is it to get your team involved?
I've always been the type of player to want to make sure that everyone is being involved in the game. So it's very important to me to make sure that everybody that I'm on the floor with can contribute in some way.
Yeah. How big was it when you made All State as a freshman? Not a lot of people can do that.
I was surprised at first. I didn't know how it was gonna go. So I didn't know how, like, as a freshman, I didn't know how that type of stuff went. I
Yeah.
only knew like all conference, which I had a feeling I was going to be first team all conference. But all state, that was very special to me because that's big, and to be so young. I'm usually always the youngest one. So to make all state, it was important. It was special.
And now, like you told me, your little cousin Ayana, she got somebody to look up to and make strides because she's good at a young age too. But to see how you doing it, did you know that it's people like whether it's family or it's not that's looking up to you that come to the games and hey, they're gonna hurt and they pattern your game. How important is it to be a positive role model for those kids?
It's important. I like laughing, joking with the kids and stuff like that. I think it's very important to me to see that there's actually younger kids that look up to me. It definitely fuels me.
Yeah. What would you say to a girl that's struggling with her confidence and she's not really confident with her game? What would you say to her?
Just keep playing, keep shooting. I think that was definitely important for me. Like after a shot, dropping my head and stuff like that. Tiffany tell me keep shooting, keep going until it's gonna fall eventually.
Yeah. What does hard work mean to you?
Um, I think pushing yourself to your limits as much as you can. Another thing Tiffany always says, it doesn't matter how long you in the gym as long as you're going your hardest.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. That's good. Because some people is in the gym for a long time. They might be on their phone, distracted. They ain't shooting up as many shots. So that's great. That's great advice. What type of leader are you? Do you feel like you're a leader vocally or do your game speak for itself?
I definitely think my game speaks for itself. I've definitely struggled with being a leader vocally, but I feel like throughout my high school career, it definitely has developed. I'm starting to become more a vocal leader, but for the most part, my game speaks for itself.
Yeah. Do you see or can you feel your teammates pulling on you at different times and moment, looking towards you, even though you might not be?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
I know. That's like I think once I get like a shot or something, then it's like okay, we can get let's go. We ready. We can get into it. Just the momentum.
Yeah, because it was a couple games that you had some big buckets down the stretch, and it seemed like your teammates fed on that.
Mhm.
What happened to Central game? Y'all were really close to upsetting them. That was a big game for y'all.
Yeah, that I think that game for me was very important. The name that Central has, and then I felt we were definitely the underdogs going into that game. So that kind of fueled me. I just wanted to win that game. So I was going out there doing whatever I could to make sure that we got the win. And we fell short, but nobody expected us to be that close with them.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. What are your goals this coming season that's coming up next? And what was your goals last season? And did you accomplish some?
Um, I my main goal is to make sure that we win city and go as far as we can in the states. This year I wanted to. I just this year transferring. I just wanted to like have a good season and kind of get the feel playing with a new team and stuff like that. Get closer to my 1,000 points. So next year as a senior, I definitely want to score my 1,000 points.
Yeah. How close are you?
I think I'm only a couple hundred points away.
Okay, that's gonna be nice. I'm like, man, we were on the interview and she was talking about her 1,000 point. Now she's getting it. What made you switch from 14 to 24?
I did. That wasn't something I decided to do. I
Can you talk
so
about that? Because I wondered. I'm like, I've always seen her rocking the 14, and now she's 24. I'm like, okay, maybe Kobe.
no, that
I didn't
wasn't. That's
know.
that's not what I wanted to do. So our point guard Talaya has number 14, and she was already playing there. So she kept number 14, and then I wanted to get 23 because that was the number that I originally played in before I switched to 14. And then one of the seniors got 23, so I had to take 24. That was the only number I was gonna play in.
Yeah. So next year, what will you be rocking? You gonna stay with your 24 or you gonna switch?
I don't know. I want to go back to 14, but it depends on what. It just depends. I don't know. That was unexpected, but it was whatever.
And speaking of that, we talk about this as on this level, but NFL and NBA players go through it. The quarterback Kirk Cousins just got traded to Atlanta Falcons, and he number 8, and one of their good players is number 8. So it's like now
Hmm.
what you do, but that's good that you don't allow the number to defy you because when they see K Harris, they know that you're going to be going and giving it your all, and you know
Hmm.
that's what's important too. What has it? How has the it been in schools and recruiting and different things like that? Is it schools that you want to go to? Do you have a lot of interest?
Um, for the most part, for me, I just want to go to wherever it's going to fit me best. Like, I think that's my main goal, and that's the definitely the number one priority is to go somewhere that fits me best, not just because of the name.
Yeah,
I have been talking to a few coaches, but AAU's coming up, so hopefully have some other looks.
yeah. Are you excited about that?
Yes.
Yeah. So how do you balance school, academics, being a teenager, practice, games, watching film? Like how do you balance all that?
For school and basketball, for the most part, I feel like me coming from Mommy Valley to a TPS school, it definitely was the school and balancing the school part is a lot easier because of the things that we had to do at Mommy Valley, like being on top of schoolwork, not falling behind and stuff like that. So school is not really hard for me to balance. And then just being a teenager, I I don't do anything. So majority of the time I just go to basketball games with my dad. So that's the most part for the most part, that's all I do. And then if I have a friend come over on the weekend, but I don't really do anything. So,
So when I said about you being a teenager, going from a structured Miami Valley to going to, a little loose TPS, there's kids
mhm.
that ain't got nothing to live for, or they ain't got nothing because they ain't, got into their purpose, or they ain't on the right path. Some kids just be in school going through the motions. Do you find that it's hard or easy for you to get distracted and pulled to the side? And what you would say to a youth that allowing their kids that ain't really doing nothing to pull them to the side? What would you say to that young student athlete?
I don't think it's hard. And then I really feel like if you're hanging around the right people, you don't have to worry about that. If you need to hang around people that aren't influencing you to do something that you know isn't going to be productive for you or is going to help you in the long run.
Yeah. And when you at the games with your dad, or is he coaching you in the stands? Like, look, this and that. Like, how is that?
In the games, he used to do that my freshman and sophomore year. He did it a lot, but this year he's on the coaching staff, so he's up close now. So he still does it. He still does it. He's just on the bench now since he's the coach. So
Yeah.
it's been like that my whole life. So
Yeah. What does faith mean to you?
for the most part, just trust. Like I have faith in my coaching staff, and I also have faith in my teammates, and then trust in myself. Having faith that I'm going to make the next shot, or I'm going to be able to make a play for my team. That's going to help us win the game.
Yeah. And lastly, before we let you go, whatever is on your heart, can you speak something positive and something encouraging to the youth?
Just keep pushing. Do whatever you want to do. Anything you put your mind to, you can do it, and don't let anyone else tell you, what you can and can't do, or don't let anyone else dictate what you do.
Yeah, that's good. And you're gonna have to be very mentally prepared because they're gonna be hunting for you next year. You ain't gonna be a
Mhm.
surprise. They already seen you. Now they got the feel up close. So now they're gonna game plan on you. So how your approach is gonna be with that?
I think I've learned to just go with the flow and trust my game. Like I said, since I was a freshman, I've been face guarded. The game plans have been against me. That was the most. I think that's been the most frustrating part. But I've learned to get through it and trust my game and know that I can play with whoever, whenever.
I didn't even know they still do that. When I first got boxing one, I had like a couple fouls just because I didn't. I'm like, hold on, like I'm trying to get away. Like that is, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
It's just man, but that's good that you support your teammates, you keep them around, and we like I said, we wanted to spotlight you for being a great student athlete, and commend you and tell you keep striving, keep going after it, keep going hard. You can do all things through Christ who gives you strength, and just know that greatness is inside you, and keep walking in your purpose on purpose, because there's other people looking up to you and that you're helping them because of you being the great player that you are. So we thank you for joining us. It's been great.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Yep.